Greetings to all. Today we are going to learn about the most important part of the plant, that is the flower. Flower are colorful seed bearing part of the plant which we know, and they are known as the reproductive part of the plant, and we are going to study this in detail. And this is biology and it is incomplete without practical work. So we are going to dissect the flower and then you will come to know each and every part in detail. Yes, before that we will just take the important parts. Like, what are the important parts? Like your sepals, petals and stamens are the most important part of the flower. We are going to see them in real also in the dissection video. See over here, this is the receptacle. And what is the receptacle? It is the base of the flower to which all the parts of the flower are attached. Yes, your sepals, petals, pistils and stamen will be attached to the space that is known as a receptacle. I'm going to show you this also. Then this is the parts of the flower. You can see similarly you will see in the dissection also. Then next comes the sepals. What are sepals? They are green color structure. Yes, and all the sepals together are known as calyx, and they will protect the flower during its bud stage. Yes, sepals can be jointed, it can be separate. I'm just giving you the gist of the, and then we are going to see in the video. Yes, then petals. You can see the colorful part of the plant that will attract the insects for pollination. Yes, the petals can be jointed, they can be separate. Next comes the male part of the flower, that is the stamen, and men at the last represent that it is the male part. You can recognize like this. Okay, it consists of your anther and filament. We are going to see. You can see over here in the first clip the anther and the filament. You can see the anther is bilobed structure. Similarly, you will going to see this in the dissection video also, dissection part also. Yes, then comes your pistil. Pistil is the female reproductive part. It comprises of three parts: your stigma, style and ovary. Okay, stigma is the topmost and sticky part, then style is the long tube like structure, and ovary contains ovules. Without wasting time, let's move to the dissection part. So welcome back again. Now we are going to do the dissection of the flower. Over here you can see how beautiful it is, and you can see something inside that we have seen in our slides also. First, we have studied about the pedicel. You can see very carefully over here. This is the pedicel. This green color stalk is known as pedicel. So what is the function of this pedicel? Okay, so this pedicel attach a flower to the plant. Okay, so you can see this is the flower. It is attaching to the flower, and this part of the pedicel is attached to the stem. Second, we studied about thalamus. Okay, you can see this pedicel will end up like it is ending up over here. So you can see it is a swollen part. You can see this is a swollen part. Okay, so this swollen part is known as thalamus. What is it known as? It is known as thalamus. Okay, so this thalamus contains all the floral parts of the flower. Okay, like your sepals, petals, stamens, carpels are attached with this thalamus. Okay, it contains all. Next, we are going to study that we studied about sepals. So you can see these green color leaf like structures are known as sepal. Okay, each one is like this is known as, if I remove this is one sepal, this is second sepal, this is third sepal, this is fourth sepal, and this is fifth sepal. Okay, so these are sepals. You can see. Similarly, you can see over here the sepals of this plant. We can remove these also. We have to be little bit careful while removing them. This is one. Then we have, this is second, and this is third. So 5 sepals. So usually there are 5 sepals. So what is the function of the sepals? These sepals, the function of these sepals is they enclose the inner walls of the flower. Okay, like if I tear this is a bud. Okay, and it usually, the sepals usually protect the flower in the budding stage. Okay, so you can see It is a closed bud over here. You can see this. If I just tear it out, you can see the inner parts of the plant are growing. Okay, they are forming over here. So what these sepals do, these protect this bud, okay, in the early stage. Yes. Now one more important things, this is one sepal, second, third, fourth and fifth. Usually 5 sepals you will find, but it varies from plant to plant, but usually there are 5 in number. They are 5 in number. Okay, and this whole whorl, okay, all the sepals together are known as calyx. What are they known as? They are known as calyx. Is it clear to you that all the sepals together are known as calyx? Okay, now after sepals we have petals. Okay, we have these colorful part, that is the petal. It is the most attractive part of the flower, and they may be scented, and they are attractive because their function is to attract insects, okay, for pollination. That you will study classes what is pollination. So this whorl is formed by petals. Now if I just remove this petals, okay, see, be careful while you're removing. See, this petal is jointed petals. In some petals they are free, okay, separate. That is like in your rose flower. Now you can see over here the petals. Okay, this is the petal and they are jointed. If you carefully see this, you can see something yellowish color over here. You can see this yellow color. Yes, so what are they? They are the pollen grains that we have studied. Okay, that I'm going to tell. Okay, then I showed you the stamen. Okay, then I showed you the stamen. You can see this is a stamen. This is told you about the stamens. You can see over here, I told you that it has a bilobed structure, head-like structure, that is known as your anther. That is known as your anther. Yes, and it has a long filament, thread-like structure. Okay, a long and narrow filament, thread-like structure, that is your filament. Okay, that is your filament. I told you this also. So your anther has the pollen grains. Yes, it has the pollen grains, and you can see this yellow part over here. Okay, you can see this yellow part over here very carefully. See this yellow part, and you can see over here, this is the head like structure, and this is attached to your thalamus over here. Okay, then I guess your male part is clear. Now when I will remove this carefully, then I will only show you the female. Now this part that is left, this is the female part. This we know that anther is the male part. Okay, anther and filament, that together they are known as stamen. They are known as stamen. And you can see this MEN, that you can they are also known as androecium. Okay, so by this you can clearly know from men it is the male part. You can remember like this. Now this in my hand, it is the female part. You can see over here. Now you can see this head like structure. This is your stigma. Okay, and this thread like structure, it is your style. This is the middle part of the your carpel, okay, or pistil, that is the female part. Okay, and this swollen part, you can see over here, this swollen part is your ovary, that will have ovules, and this ovule contains your eggs, or we can say the female gamete. Like your anthers have the pollen grains, that are the male gamete. Okay, so this is the dissection of the flower. I guess it is clear to you now. It is very much clear. Okay, so the petals together, okay, one petal is known as your it is known as the petals. Okay, but the petals together form a whorl, that is called as corolla. Okay, so all petals together known as corolla. Is it clear? And one more thing, that your calyx and corolla together are known as your they are non-reproductive part, but your this stamen and your carpel, Okay, they are the female, they are the male reproductive part and they are the female reproductive part. Okay, so that's all. I hope the flower dissection and the topic of flower is clear to you. Thank you so much.